Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we have some news to talk about from Red Eagle Politics just shared. So we got some news in regards to the said PA registration, and Republicans are overall booming. It says here, as Red Eagle Politics states, it says, actually this is 5-star. But PA Weekly Voter Registration Update, a net worth of 5,462. That is, of course, a gain for Republicans. Overall, Democrats still holding a lead. Then again, we have to expect this is overall going to be a registered Democrat state. We're talking about a state with mainly, of course, Democratic voters, of course. Because of Philadelphia, you'll have Pittsburgh, and you even have Scranton, and those big major cities. But the Republicans are gaining. A lot of people say it is because the ancestral Democrats are becoming Republicans out of the sudden. They're like waking up, thinking, okay, I'm pretty much very conservative. I might as well go vote for. I might as well register a Republican. That's kind of what they are thinking, and I think they're correct on that. I think we're correct on that. And honestly, we're looking at the trends. And it's not just, obviously, a lot of people will say, this might give Democrats a sigh of relief. It's just the Democrats. The Democrats we already lost becoming Republicans. Not a big deal. Yeah, and it kind of is, because it's not just that adding. You got to put into context. You guys Pennsylvania has, of course, an election this year, okay? They have two important elections. And although, yes, it's true, Republicans, the former Democrat registration is going back Republican. We got to remember that Democrats did gain a little bit more during a Democratic primary in Pittsburgh. But then you saw it just reverted. They just told us, oh, Democrats are coming back in Pennsylvania. No, stupid. It's because of the mayoral primary. And only in order to decide who the mayor's going to be, you guys have to kind of be a Democrat. You got to be a registered Democrat to kind of choose the position of where the nomination's going to be. So you had a lot of Republicans or independents registering as Democrats so they could vote in that mayoral primary. But of course, it's kind of gone down along with that. You got the former ancestral Democrats going to be Republicans, but you also see trends of counties, like we're taking a look at this map here. You're seeing the counties go back in the right direction. Yes, you see here, in regards to trends. Yes, you specifically coming from Philadelphia. We're looking at specifically how Pennsylvania has always gone. It's compared to now, Pennsylvania is trending red like never before. So obviously, a very good time for said Republicans in said Pennsylvania. You can clearly see that we're gaining fast in Monroe. This is in regards to 2024, the swing. And the chances are that we could pick up Lackawanna County, which holds Stratton. Yes, you do see of these these solid Republican counties, specifically Cumberland County. It's not solid anymore. It's kind of compatible. I want to believe Shapiro ended up carrying that county. It's become Democratic because a lot of college students live here that go to Harrisburg, which is in Dauphin County. So you do see trends. A lot of college students are moving here to live here. It's trending more leftward, along with other counties. You know, a lot of these populistic dark red 80% counties are likely more to go Democratic. This is what we've seen through the whole entire election. But obviously, you see in previous elections, like in 2016, comparing to 2016, a very close election. Pennsylvania trended 2.9% to the right. It's trending even faster if you go back to 2016. Actually, no, it's kind of the same. A little bit, 0.8 99%. But now it's going faster because Pennsylvania voted quite aggressively for Obama. But the question is, where is the Democratic registration? Where is it now? And I'm telling you what, Pennsylvania pretty much is the state that you ought to really do your best in. We have, if you add context into this, you have every single year leading up to the 2028 election, Pennsylvania has elections. You have the 2025 Pennsylvania race, in which we already got our nominees. Let's see here. I already released the said prediction polling for both of them. You'll see going down to the community tab. You'll see just a couple days ago, Superior Court. Mr. Newman is going down. Batista is closing her gaps. Still, it is shaping up to be quite a close race between the two candidates. If you take a look here, go to the 2025 election. This is, of course, no real polls to indicate that yet. But yes, this is mainly because Brandon Newman has some name recognition. He's also coming from Washington County, which is just outside of Pittsburgh. So we're going to actually find out if these numbers are real. Now, if these numbers are real, where Republicans are gaining really quickly, I have confidence that we could possibly win these elections. Now, honestly, we got to add context to it. So if we lose these elections, do you think the registrations are wrong? Well, obviously the registrations are wrong. Republicans are, in fact, surging in Pennsylvania by registration. It's about, can we get these Republicans out and voting? That's the deal. Some person in the comments a couple weeks ago told me that, oh, well, Republicans are doing very bad. They're not talking about this race, yada, 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 yada. Well, it's early. It's June, and relatively, they should be talking about the primaries. We did do the primary elections. We covered those primary elections. And she is correct, or he, I don't know who it is, but he or she is correct in regards to, yes, it's concerning that these Republicans aren't talking about it enough. And that's why you really need to rely on Chairman Michael Whatley. But here's the deal. I wouldn't get much freaking out and panicking about it as much as this were a Wisconsin race, because Pennsylvania, we've already seen in previous elections, it's a low turnout. Is relatively not as bad for low turnout. You want Republicans to turn out, yes, but take a look at the 2023 race. You see that on the pending issue of abortion and making sure Democrats, they want to enshrine abortion rights in the state of Pennsylvania. And this is 2023. It's still relatively an issue. And you just see Republicans, they just pick up 46% in a state, which you have multiple major cities like Philadelphia, and you have Pittsburgh, you got Scranton, you got all these said areas, and you just get 46%. That's pretty good compared to Wisconsin, in which it was like overly, like Republicans got 44%. Put the context into there. 2021, you would imagine that Republicans this would be a difficult time. I don't know. Imagine. I might have to ask that Pennsylvania lady if you've ever heard of these 2021 races. But yes, these are the same races. The same races are being held again. This is pretty much the same office, I want to believe. Democrats have an opportunity to flip these two court seats, but Republicans held this court seat by 53%. This added the context to low turnout, okay? You'll see only 1 million votes. So we've already seen that Republicans do very well under pressure when it comes to low turnout in Pennsylvania. They show up. It's really Democrats that have a hard time showing up in these metro areas, in these said midterms. Well, not midterms, but these special court races, these Supreme Court races. Will it be different this time around? Probably, because Republicans are, of course, the majority party. They are the ruling party, and they have the White House, they have the Senate, they have the House, and they have the Supreme Court. And obviously, You have Pennsylvania, although Pennsylvania, you have Josh Shapiro. He's pretty popular, and all that stuff. So you might see a much closer result, but you can have some hope that, you know what, there's room for Republicans. There's a wider chance for Republicans to pick up the said seat than what Democrats. You have 53% for Megan Sullivan. And who's Megan Sullivan again? Remind me, who's Megan Sullivan? She's the Deputy Attorney General from and former Chester County Assistant. And then you, of course, have Tamika Lane, who is a judge from Philadelphia County Court of Common Pleas. So, yes, there is someone of two experience. This lady's not a judge, though. So, obviously, you have I would say low quality people or unqualified people. I think she's qualified. This isn't supposed to be an insult, but it could be taken as one. But you have someone that you would think would be more qualified being defeated by someone actually who has more name recognition compared to Tamika Lane. Looking at, of course, a much closer result when it comes to the 2021 race, you'll see Stacey Wallace defeated Lori Dumas, and along with Drew Crompton and David Sprugen, you can clearly see here 2 seats, and yes, a Democrat won the said seat and a Republican. So, but Republicans did win popular vote. So yes, there is a chance that the registration very well will help Republicans in the long run. But what about the next year? That's really what's up to question. Now, we haven't really put the 2026 Pennsylvania governor's race into contention. Reason why? We are assuming that, yeah, Josh Shapiro, he's just very popular. He had a good, successful term, except for his mansion burning down. Other than that, we're expecting him to win, but we could obviously see this being see a huge underperformance if we run the right gal, Stacey Garrity, and she could do something very unprecedented where she's going to end up winning, possibly. She's also very popular. And who knows if Josh Shapiro, he doesn't get the far left base of the Democratic Party out and voting. That could be very problematic. Let's see if we can switch it to governor, because not sure if there is some sort of comparison we can make, but this is we're going to do some comparing. But this is 2022, 2018. Yeah, you see a trend to the right. Mastriano actually gained a little bit. A lot of people said, oh, Mastriano lost because he was so far right. He was an anti-Semite. And I'm like, dude, no, Mastriano underperformed the last guy. It really wasn't anti-Semitism. Maybe it was a little recipe. Add anti-Semitism, which really, honestly, it's not a pending issue. But add anti-Semitism along with abortion, which was a really big one. This was pretty big win for said Shapiro. But yes, New York, Pennsylvania comparing 2018 to 2022, it's trending right. Was it trending right really quickly? Not really. It's trending right. It's still trending right, but not as quickly. But obviously looking at that, putting context into that, that's a good possible sign. Shapiro isn't necessarily popular when it comes to everyone. It's not everyone's preference. So adding the said recent gains in registration, along with someone who's strong candidate like Stacey Garrity, who I think if you run Stacey Garrity, then you have a legitimate chance of actually flipping it. A legitimate chance. This would actually become a battleground. In fact, you could go and say, yes, even Inside Elections has called this a battleground state. So, yeah, you'll see it was a close race in 2020. This was mainly because of the Biden coattails that was delivered. But despite Scranton Joe add context into that, Stacey Garrity still won here. It looks a lot like the 2024 Senate race, in which Mr. McCormick ended up winning. And 2024, Yeah, she isn't getting like 56%, but you see she's picking up counties that are relatively Democratic. Lehigh County, a county that you rarely see go Republican, actually went to Stacey Garrett. She appeals to those voters along with Dauphin County, which is a Harris County, by the way. She ended up winning that county. Well, actually, we can even pull up the said presidential race. Add context. Oh, okay. Now this is not helping. This is the trends. Okay. Past elections. We actually go here. You'll see, yes, Lehigh trending. Then again, it's 2.7%. It's not trending, but it's 2.7% for Harris. This was a light county for said Stacey Garrett. You actually see if there's actually any. Yeah, you'll see Stacey Garrett. He's absolutely capping it. It even said Aaron McClelland would actually win for a little bit. But yes, Aaron McClelland didn't really stand a chance. Monroe County, Dauphin County, added context that this is a college county. Chester County's Penn State University won that pretty well. You have good candidates running. Then even Montgomery, Delaware counties, not solid in the 60% like you see here in the percentage. But you run someone like that, then you have a possible chance of actually winning. Now, if the 2020 election, the 2028 election was held today, where would it go? Well, honestly, counting the counties right now and using trends, we can actually get an answer. I do think it would be relatively Republican still. There's just still, like, looking at the demographics and members, the registration, Hispanic registration's rising, and generally, obviously, with registration rising, I have a hard time. Well, it can vote Democratic if the Republicans don't turn out, which I think they will eventually. But you see, I think Erie, although, let's see, Erie has been going back and forth. It's going more red. Oh, yeah, looking at this, 2016, it was more liberal. Actually, it was more liberal in 2024, never mind. So I do think it'd probably go for that Democrat there. We can go ahead and add Allegheny. What about Northampton? Northampton could go Democratic for the first time. And just to add context, just because a county goes Democratic doesn't mean, like, Northampton's always been a bellwether. It's decided presidential races since 1948. Oh, a lot of people get chills in their spine if they see Northampton going blue. Oh, it means we're going to lose. Well, we have other areas. We got Lehigh also going to the right. Now, obviously, it could possibly go back to the left in a couple of years. Bucks probably will go back to the left. You also have Monroe. I think we could possibly keep that. We have Harris. Yep. She's going to carry it. It doesn't matter Philadelphia. It's just too blue. 8.4%. Chester. Dauphin. Yeah, it's going more liberal. Even with Harris here. So I think it's kind of going to look like something sort of like this. It's a little weird with Monroe, but 12 counties for Democrats. Republicans, 55 counties, but obviously we have a lot to find out. We even have elections in the said 2027, which honestly we're not really thinking about 2027 right now. It's 2020 this year in 2020. 2026 and 2028. But even 2028 is too far away. But anyway, yeah, you don't even have a page yet for 2027. But anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this said video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.